like a fresh day, right? Yeah. I had the assassin guy fuck around and find out. I remember now. Just limit testing on the sins. But hello. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Twice. Today we'll be continuing through the Forgotten City. A time loopy mystery game where you're trying to figure out what's going wrong in this city where there is no sin, which sounds, you know, that sounds sinister, doesn't it, already? Or too good to be true. If anyone sins, definition of sin being completely up to whoever the heck is has power over this city. Oh, it's gonna take a while to load. Oh boy. We're not looking too bad here, honestly. There's a little screen tearing and stuff, but it's a lot better than it has been. Yeah, basically whoever sins,
turns.
Everyone dies and turns into gold.
Just as the ocean accepts.
There's a lot of gold
the
statues
rivers
around
of the
here.
world.
It's a little
So this
unnerving.
place accepts all
Hey,
the
pirate.
souls,
How you doing?
but it does not notice the crowds that come.
What'd you miss last night? What did we do? Oh, we tricked the assassin that had snuck into the city to go into that empty shrine that collapses. So we have a bow now. We made it to the end of the time loop. You know, this is what happened last episode. Honestly, Alan Wake had a great one like that. So did Pokemon Fire Red. It would like recap everything you did before. It was super cool.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Made it to the end of the time loop. Malleolus gets elected and immediately convicts Sentius of treason because he believes that the Golden Rule doesn't exist. And as soon as his gladiator guard's like, I'm gonna look forward to killing you, as soon as he says that, the sin activated. So everything resets then as well. I have no idea what that means.
They never do.
And then we did a couple more limit testing. We shot someone with a bow. That's a sin. Shocker. We got shot with the bow. Also a sin. Shocker. And we stole the poison cure-all from the guy. And that was when someone had already sinned. So I was like, well, on my way out, I'll just take that.
There is only
and that's about
a
it.
downward path.
We found one of the three people that wear armor. He suffers from rheumatism, and I don't think he's the guy that's harassing Virgil. If there was a Dante in this game, perhaps. Just a little devil may cry humor for you.
Help me. You cannot help me.
Oh, is this the hairdresser?
I have seen things. A pattern. A terrible pattern.
I bet it is.
It is better for you if you remain ignorant.
So I don't think it's him.
Closed.
And we found that he's the guy that suffers from rheumatism.
No
I'm like, I don't think you want to walk around. Find out why Livia's acting strange. I think I can tell you.
The bloodless shadows.
Anyways, so now that we've made it through the villas and the theater, almost the theater, right? We're now going to talk to everyone that we can find in the slums. We might miss some people still, but I don't plan on.
It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora.
Okay, you don't want to talk about it.
Newly arrived.
Yeah, something happened. She said that the shadows could talk to her. Poem, Galerius. Yeah, I don't know who Galerius loves, but that's interesting. Now that we actually know who this is, and we know why the prototype is there. You loved Alan Wake? Me too, fam. Me too.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
It's, oh right. I was wondering why it's so...
away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their
only
previous
one more.
lives, but they
Oh, it's one of my favorite games of the
ignorant.
past. Well, of the 2010s, I suppose.
You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Who are you even talking to? Ah, over there. Bar. Got it. Okay, this guy... Horatius. Yes, okay. This is where Horatius lives. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe just picking up the note from Kabosh. Dream Diary of Kabosh, what she describes as recurring dreams about a stranger named Kurdi. Told the creature about the dreams I've been having. Kabosh to Kabosh. Man by the river was there, his face shrouded in shadow. Once again, he introduced himself as Kurdi and told me he'd dragged me from the river. He seemed to smirk as he said his name, as if it meant something I could not understand. Who is Kurdi? That's a good question. The lion looks Egyptian. So, honestly, I mean, it's not really a Roman god, if anything. It's not even a... Incomplete note written addressed to the sinner. It is Rufius. I guess with a name like that, I should have known. A phallic charm. Thought by the Romans to have divine protective properties. Sounds like a bit o projection, if you ask me. Anyways. Wonder why. Guess we'll find out by talking to him.
Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit.
Yeah, I thought maybe we'd pull out Alan Wake near
I
Halloween.
hope I'm not being too
I don't know if we'd play all the way through it or if it just I just want to touch the remaster. I assume the remaster's on Game Pass. If it's not on Game Pass, I won't
There's a light in your
play it, I
eyes
guess.
I've never seen before.
Right away.
A certain
We'll see.
learning and sophistication.
I don't need to buy it again, that's for sure.
What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny.
That's most of my
Take back
jokes.
what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened.
That's fair.
So we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern? Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
Wasn't trying. Okay, I don't even get her
You know,
story.
normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here. Straight to business, huh? I can work with that. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle.
How have you been, pirate?
How badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you? Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe, but not now. Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll
Is her neck
never
buggered?
have to
No, it's
spend
definitely
another
buggered.
hour in this city ever again.
Skyrim NPCs, remember? It happens.
I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price.
This is a normal
That's not
thing.
unethical. That's just good business. Now,
I stream like
do you
this.
want it or not? If I took your money without giving you what I promised, I'd be breaking the golden rule, wouldn't I? And
We're gonna give her 1,000 denarii, and then she's gonna be like, you know, kill yourself.
What's the matter?
That's how you get out. It's a one-way trip.
Well, Perhaps you could take out a loan. I understand Malleolus has lent money to others on occasion.
I don't know about that.
I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink. Certainly, for 10 denarii.
Yeah, I can
Have you
spare
met
10
Livia?
tonight.
She used to do my hair until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now she just stands around caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair.
One more
I
chance.
hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's going to throw a small
Okay,
festival
no.
to celebrate, with entertainment and everything. Can't wait to find out what it is. Whatever you like. All right, see ya.
I mean, I have almost 1,000 denarii, but like, I don't know, what's the point, really?
You stay away from my money.
I'm just looking around. Lord Almighty. I've been authorized by the magistrate. Let the buyer beware. Literally right next to her. Okay. Okay. Okay.
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant labor the water they have lost.
Well, hey, Kamikaze. How you doing? Whose chest is this? It's Lucretia's. Weirdest thing is, like, it's kind of jank on my screen, but, like, after the stream ended, I, like, went back to the recording and it was perfectly smooth, which is very upsetting. Key to the chest in the Shrine of Apollo. That's Navia. That's the person who locked herself in the palace. Tired. It was hot out today. It's been storms all day here. Yeah, it's been rudimentary. Yeah. That is correct. It's been fine here. Work, I assume, right, Kamikaze? Training dummy. I wonder what he's been training for. A metal dice tower. Theophilus had an orgy with four. Oh, I've already seen that. That's a copied. That's an ancient Roman copy pasta. Going through the slums. Okay, we can take that, we can take that. Possibly the last bottle of wine in the city. How very convenient. Where are we at? Oh, okay, the farm. Essentially. Prepping a house to get painted? Yeah, that... I mean, it sounds exhausting, honestly. You had to wade through knee-high water to get to the trees. Okay. And I had to walk uphill both ways to get to my office today. All three of us have definitely had an equally exhausting experience today. For sure. Stop speaking to me, ghost statues. Creeping me out. Where does this go? Okay, that's just above. Kind of intriguing, though. Okay. What, does this just connect? No, it doesn't connect. This is a locked door. Loaf of bread. Do not steal the loaf of bread. We have free loaves of bread in our place. Yes, it does look like it would be religious in nature. inside. Ugh. Lots of taping. Yeah, that does make sense. Did I get lost and completely go? No. Possibly. I've seen that twice, though. What a lie. God, these slums are confusing. Note from Livia, cryptic, almost poetic rambling from Livia. The place is called Accursed. Here, Titios offers up his innards to be torn, stretched over 9 fields. You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree and grass battle eludes you. You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Ixion turns and follows after himself and flees, and the 49 Bellides, who dared to plot the destruction of their cousins, their husbands, fetch again with incessant labor the water they have lost. Okay, there's a harp. There's a boat. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. I assume that's the statues. Another harp. It's very intriguing. Glad I accidentally stumbled upon this. I don't really know where I am still. Who? Navia? I mean, maybe, I guess. We can't climb. Alright. Well, that's just another secret that we can't get to yet. Didn't realize I was playing Metroid Dread. Silly me. Okay, so that's Navia. Or Livia's house, I mean. That's okay. Okay. I am feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. Well, I am sad you're tired, Kamikaze, but hopefully the work isn't too terrible. And it is really good to see you. So this... just unclear, huh? Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, countered by to the lions with you, cultist. Alright. You got it. Okay, what's up here? Ah, a zipline back. Also Denarius. Also this guy who is having a time. And that, I guess, was the slums. Right, now the theater, which I think has a secret shrine behind it. According to the thing we found. Ulpius loves Centilla. Corrected to Ulpius killed Centilla. We've definitely got to talk to him. These are more creeping vines, but it doesn't look like we can climb those. Or wouldn't even want to, honestly. This is weird. It's like a mirrored thing going on. More denarius. Look, I mean, we could pay the 1,000 denarius. I just know it's a trap. Okay, so I think... No, that's not it. I said it was behind the theater, right? I guess this is still behind the theater. Or was the shrine I found, you know, that one, basically. Don't steal anything, don't hurt anyone, don't... Got it. Perfectly clear. Maybe the shrine, it had the Christian fish, so maybe that? This also looks incredibly Can I, like, crouch? Oh, this is frustrating. I really need you to move out of the way. And then that's the slum. So, what's next? Farm? Oh. Oh, am I not alive? Okay. Goose eggs. Thanks. Again, the thing defined as a sin seems to be woefully underdefined. There's Galerius.
Salve.
How's it going?
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
What's your story?
It's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it. I'm a farmer. Always happy.
We still have to find like a third bridge between different people's memories of how they got here.
One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. He sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted.
Alright, Galeria's not a big
fan. When my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done.
Really doesn't like Rome.
Still burns whenever I think of
I had to look, see if he had different color eyes, because he sounds like a revolutionary.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river.
Yeah, there's a river, a stranger drags you out, and there's a big memory lapse.
That's what I thought too, for a while. but it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me.
That's so.
I'm right back where I began.
He does sacrifice his life for us every single time, Luke. But that might just be self-preservation.
He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes.
Does this... Yeah, sure.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Yes. Yes, but sarcastic. No, but it actually means yes. Hey, we got all 3 threads. We can talk to Quisha about that.
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out.
I don't think so.
If anyone knows for sure...
I wonder if the bow will work
Cynthia,
on the golden skeleton zombie down there.
Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to
If
do.
we kill him, we could search a little
But I
less
say, let's spend less time arguing about what it
terrifying
means to be good and just get on with it.
down there as he begs for his sweet release of death.
I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
We're gonna leave this for later.
All right. See you around.
We've got a couple side quests that I want to turn in of sorts, or at least come to the conclusion of. We know who's harassing Virgil, but not for what reason. And we can talk to Aquisha about, you know, things. Anything else down around here? No, it's just weird geography. That isn't, though. I'm wondering why, if it's got the butterflies. Please. Please. Use your hands. Alas. Definitely feels like I should be able to, like, jump on this. Alas. Alright. Yeah, we've got those 2 side quests I want to tackle right now. Unfortunately, that means I have to figure out where the heck Rufius is. I can't get enough of that name, honestly. I don't really have anything to say to you. Are you No, you're the other guy, right? Hambone.
On your best behavior, I trust.
Horatius, yeah. Well, let's talk to Aquisha.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia.
Equitia. Wow, I've been butchering that. Good thing I'm Roman.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed? Yes, I also had such an encounter. What else? Yes, I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else? That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here?
Yep.
And did you happen to catch her name? I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
A hoodie?
Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
Yeah, there's an assassin in there.
What? How could you know that? And why are you talking to me instead of doing something about it?
Time loops are weird.
Please, go and stop him, and come back to me once we're no longer in danger.
Okay. Well, on the way, I've got some choice words with Rufius over here.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. No idea what you're talking about? Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it?
I'm just gonna ask you nicely. I think this will just turn into sin.
And why should I? The one true God says that for
Do you
man
just love
to
springtime?
lie with another
I
man
do, random person.
is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all. Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem. Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so, you know.
Attractive, yeah.
I don't like where you're going with this. You'd better take that back before I make you.
Nah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
And unless you want your jaw broken, I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again.
Alright, keep those feelings bottled up, buddy.
I have nothing to say to you, kaput mada.
Alright. Virgil, the guy's got a crush on you. You're not Virgil. You're Virgil.
I stare at a great temple on the... Ah, a new face.
No,
Salve,
not new.
And welcome to... Nice to talk.
Persuade Rufy. I didn't know how to persuade him. And we'll try again next time. It's not like we're gonna it's not like we're not gonna F this up somehow. Okay, same thing. Yep, I'll get right on it. Don't go in there, because I'm gonna use it to murder him. Okay, let's run through here. And he blasts out the door. Kablammy.
Stop right there. I'm looking.
Yeah,
Thank
just
you.
go through there. Yeah. I wish you could just kind of take that. It'd be kind of fun. Chest in the Shrine of Apollo. Oh, right. The Shrine of Apollo's over there. I bet that might get us into the palace that Navia locked herself up into. I just like watching this guy die every time. It's a little sadistic. But not a sin.
Filthy, lying degenerate.
Okay, Equitia. We can talk again. Let's go to the baths. But also, I have a chest in here I need to open. Nevia's treatment notes. The treatment for rheumatism is willow bark. Oh. Okay.
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Keep on forgetting that I basically have to reintroduce myself every time. Because, you know, everyone dies. So, Equitia, where are you at? Here. Niet. Here. Niet. Here. Yes.
I take it you've cleared the way to the baths? Follow me, but don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
I can't follow too closely. Her running to the baths is not going to help those rumors, though. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so assassin's down. And then there's the weird shrine we found that just, it's got the old man in it who asks what god did this. It's starting to feel like it might be even Egyptian. Who knows? Hup, 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 hup. Hup, hup, hup. Alright.
Alright, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R.
Charon.
As in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who in exchange for the right coin helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx.
So we're all
that separates
dead.
The land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means. I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
So,
That was my first thought too.
we're...
In the old
But then why
stories,
is it just
the
us
underworld
here?
was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
We can talk to that old guy now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks. To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again. Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins?
Look, everyone's got their
In our
hobbies,
case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not.
I don't know about that one.
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you.
Okay.
Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity.
I'm not so sure.
Not much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero.
I've definitely seen most of those recently.
Was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally,
neither of
Aeneas
those
was
two
able to escape with the help of
worked
his
out,
fairy
though.
guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide. All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril. It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried. Is everyone so blunt where you're from?
So there's 4
That
endings,
option would be
4
the
ways
best,
to escape.
but also the only way to learn the truth about the golden rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld.
So that's definitely one we want to
He was
try.
a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
Yeah.
I'll admit, you do seem different to anyone I've ever met. And even that lamp of yours.
So that's what we'll aim for, I guess, but if we stumble upon any of the other endings, that's fine too. We'll just rewind or reload.
Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day.
This is the Hades prequel?
You'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, The door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored...
I've seen a bunch of plaques around, but...
If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques...
You know... She knows way too much.
Audience again. It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid.
We gotta go up there again to convince this guy not to kill himself.
A dedication to the god of this place.
Because he'll make a mess, and we need
They were
him.
looted from Egypt many years ago.
He may have killed Centilla, though, also. Or at least accidentally led her to her death.
This one is unusual in that each
Greek,
of the 4
Roman,
sides is decorated in a different
Egyptian...
style. Roman, Greek, Egyptian,
Christian, maybe?
and another I don't recognize.
We'll have to
That means
keep...
you'll need to recover 4 different plaques. Roman,
We'll have to
Greek,
keep an eye out.
Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque. Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argues there is only
Rufius
one true god.
and Octavia.
Of course. They've been
Octavia,
known to
whatever.
start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if
Yeah,
you could
I found
that,
it.
you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
It's locked, though.
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the forum. Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, would be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
Okay. Oh, did I ruin that with Kabash?
I'm afraid
There's
you're
other
on
ways,
your
I'm
own
sure.
with that one. But perhaps finding the other 3 will illuminate the way.
Okay.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage. If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those.
I mean, the whispers certainly seem... The female statues whisper to me every now and then.
And you're only bringing this up now? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say? Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Oh.
I see. Well, let me know if you
Guess
hear
we'll just
anything
keep
that might be
on
of interest.
listening in on inanimate statues.
All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best
Alright,
we can do
I think it's time to start
is
stirring
let
up
them
trouble.
remain oblivious for as long as possible.
How, I'm
As
not
for
sure
Lydia,
just yet.
It seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
We also just got so many quests.
In any case, time may Fortuna guide.
Okay. We have a lot all of a sudden. But none of these are actually interesting to me right now. I have to complete... because I would like to wade against the current. I'd like to talk to the old man again. Now that we know, theoretically at least, that Pluto is behind it. Pluto, Hades, you know. Yes. I keep on like trying to conserve stamina, and then I'm like, oh right, not that type of game. All right, mysterious old stranger.
Come and join me by the fire. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name? It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here?
I'm looking for lots of people.
Ah, Kabash. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule? Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Okay.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. This is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult. Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to find ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule,
What, you want me to bring you?
morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass
No,
execution.
you want me to
So
pay
to
attention to you, and then when I
we would
do
have to be
this,
certain about the difference
you walk
between
away.
right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree? That is an excellent question. It leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this.
There you go, Kato.
One system of morality
All for
which
you.
is always perfectly correct.
Once morality, which is always perfectly correct.
And always do the right thing.
Oh.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet? So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually? Or must we simply follow the laws and customs of whichever community we're in?
I mean, I think everyone decides for themselves. Now, whether or not they're held to that standard is another
So if a
matter
man feels
entirely.
that stoning to death his unfaithful wife is right, then is it right? I agree, but why? Didn't you just say right and wrong depends on the individual?
He has a point that maybe internal morals are what the true golden rule is. It could be, for sure. But at the same time, like, we were definitely shot by a guy, and that counted as a sin, and he definitely thought he was doing no wrong.
I see. So you get to decide right from wrong. The people who see things differently.
This guy's obnoxious.
What makes you special? And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument. My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached.
I know all about those asymptotes.
Because the only way to create a utopia
unfortunately,
is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man.
Okay, so when he wanted a dialogue, he really just wanted his own world to be proven right. But, you know, hey.
You mean, how did I
whatever
end up living
works.
alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
I don't care.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern, in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little
But if he came here
community
young,
was certain death.
right, because the golden statues are the
So
ones
I
that
began
turn
looking
people
for a place
gold.
to hide under
So if he
ground.
hides,
Fortunately, I found this
then
place
he
waiting.
just survives
You
multiple
see, I
iterations.
was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
So he's Greek.
They are one and the same. The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades. My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My
Yeah,
friends
he's
and I
just super
reveled to avoid
flawed.
the
That's
same
so
fate by
weird.
hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again. I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
Okay.
I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely.
But we're already dead.
Before my unexpected
Something
visit
just
from Kadash some weeks ago,
doesn't add up.
I'd not seen another person in many, many years. Living in darkness is not without its challenges.
Kabash the Egyptian came down here as well.
Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation, so I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner.
Uh-huh.
As you wish.
Okay. Let's go through the next one.
If I did, would I be living like this?
Okay, but then where did Kabash go?
Did we not discuss it at length already? Oh, I see. You're toying with me. Ha! You seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription?
Yeah, that's the one.
It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you if Kabash had not already taken it. I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek.
Before that, it was probably completely Egyptian.
And the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the shrine of Persephone became the shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans. However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription. We had no idea until years later.
Who is the god of the underworld? Is it
began to die.
Cyrus?
As a result of their deaths, we began to dig
Sobet? No, it's crap. Anubis.
We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see,
AKA where God of War might go next.
For stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
Okay, but why is he angry?
I assure you it is not, although it will be dangerous. I urge you to exercise caution. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Thank you. Wow, that's a key.
I enjoyed our chat, but please...
Well, I've got a bow and arrow. And I'm starting to feel like I might need it. I still have almost no idea what happened to Kabash, by the way. Like, I don't know what he was doing. A friend of the philosophers. Friend of the philosopher. Yeah. Why is he so upset? He's been down here for weeks, apparently. Also, I'm assuming that killing down here is like it escapes the oh, I almost had it. There we go. It escapes the notice of whoever's here, but why? Huh. Oh, don't like that. Is that Kibosh? Okay, well, we can go into the place now. We know that much. Egyptian Egyptian board game. Seems to be locked from the other side. That's not good. None of this is very good. 4 arrows. Though I think the last one I did got... Is that water? No, it's just super weird. Okay. So many questions still, even though I feel like I got the exposition dump of the century between Equitia and the philosopher here. Oh. I think I hit him. We came prepared. We did not come prepared. I didn't ask for the spoops, man. Did not ask for the spoops. Not one bit. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Okay. More Egyptian board games. Yeah, Anubis. Kind of want to know how the Skyrim mod worked. Did they use like the different gods, the Daedric princes and stuff? F5. Oh, okay. You're still here.
Stop. Do not come any closer. Who are you? I am Kabash. And let me guess. Another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors, Trousers, boots, curious here. No, I suppose you do not. Then what do you want?
Freaking Greeks. What do you got against Greeks? Did you not like my big fat Greek wedding? Josh? Not a big fan of that one?
To what end? That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That was too easy.
Now, as for the other plaque. Indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit. And there it was. You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it. Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie. I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place
You've been down here
is?
for weeks, man. The Duat. Thanks, Archaeologist Insight.
Indeed, and I see you know our history. This is the Duat.
Though I think I actually knew
What
that
has
one.
become of it? I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
What is the plaque from something even before that? First, let's commiserate.
I am glad to hear it, which brings me to this other, fourth plaque. It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us, and that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this
so you're just gonna erase the
I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
I don't think so, boss.
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name. You are too late. It is done.
Now I have to go in after it.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
We'll see about that.
Will help you
but
to see reason,
I need to
then ask
you questions.
I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin, and eventually traveled to Rome. When the fires broke out,
What if this oldest one turns out to be something ridiculous like Scientology? This whole game's just been like a Scientology indoctrination.
Along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself.
I'm trying to think of even more ridiculous
and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kirti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kirti.
Is that a common
the
name?
ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead. This is where I belong, as caretaker of the memories of my people. If our ways are to be remembered, it falls to me.
Excuse me.
I think if someone is to break the golden rule, it will not be me. For I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess Ma'at. Do to the doer to make him do. As for the punishment that will come from it,
I'm gonna need you to say that to
why
me
it has
again.
long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods. I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls. All I know is, it would be unwise to venture down there.
Yeah, that just makes me want to go down there even more.
Do not even consider it.
I'll be going down.
Be gone from this place.
Nah.
Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
Yep.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness. We shall see.
Madness. Madness. What if this just resets us? We jump through, and it's the original thing again. Because we sure do be looking a lot... Sumerian. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm gonna pretend that I know what I know all about Sumerian mythology for sure. What is that? That noise has been there forever. Is that like the walking of... Oh, you know what it is? It's statues looking at us. Probably. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Because it's... I mean, all it sounds like is people, like... sharpening, like, tools, but... Barricades. Defend themselves from something. Yeah. Whoever could it be? Well, they're not letting me go that way, so I guess that's pretty simple. Ancient stone tablet. Stranger, heed the final words of Namkuzu. Bear witness to our aftermath and lament us. We did our best to live as the gods commanded. We planted and harvested together. We shared bread and beer. We accepted newcomers with open arms, as if family. But with each newcomer, the bonds of our family strained, and soon we were as strangers to each other. When those bonds were finally broken, my brothers and sisters planted only for themselves and ate and drank alone. And it was there in that empty space between us that sin took root. Nergal's sentinels have awoken and clamor at our barricades. Learn from our Those look like ancient padlocks. Okay. Let's continue for the last save. How long ago was that, by the way? Autosave, 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 autosave. Minimal consequences. That's how I'll learn. Alright, well, I'm not Indiana Jones. I did just... Where'd the boulder come from, though? Ah, there it is. Okay. Sorry, my commentary is so terrible. I'm just really enjoying the experience, honestly. I did watch my childhood get an additional DLC fighter in Smash today with Kingdom Hearts, though, and that was pretty exciting. I feel like I'm trying to break down these walls, and I'm just gonna flood this place. Not completely sure, though. Oh, boy.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise.
Excuse me?
You will die here.
What the heck?
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here. Against
Bruh.
perpetuating this.
It's okay that people came before you.
You have undermined and dishonored the
Oh.
How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed? Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
Look, I'm just trying to replace all the plaques taken from the obelisk. That hurts, but I don't think there's...
That may be true of many things, but this is different. If our gods were copied and corrupted from an older civilization, does that not mean they are false? Does that not mean our prayers to our gods all fell on deaf ears because we were not even addressing them by their true names?
I don't know if they care too much about their true names. But, you know.
Now that I think about it, my people would sometimes call Osiris.
Now that I think about it, my own religion had this. Right.
But the underworld of my people is so different to this one, and so unlike the way it was described by our priests. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the Duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepare to have our
your religion is a video game. It happens. In 2,000 years,
And yet, I arrive here to find
Christianity might be in a video game. Kinda already is. Shin Megami Tensei has got a lot of it.
Did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience? I am not sure I follow. Speak plainly.
That was the whole thing in The Good Place. If you're only good in life because you expected a reward, were you really a good person?
Now you insult me and all of my ancestors. You have sealed your own fate.
I mean, this isn't gonna stop him, though.
Good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice...
You say one moral philosophy thing, and you get killed.
To this fragile place once and for all, and you along with it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Bruh. Oh, turn to gold. As you do. Alright. I guess I need to be even more comforting from this incredibly fragile individual. Yeah. We're just gonna go through this. Boop. More than once your name. There we go.
Perhaps there is some truth in that. What is your point?
Are you going to abandon a lifetime of good character now that matters most just because you found out you were misled?
You are persuasive.
Thanks, I died.
I will let you live, and you may do what you will with that plaque. I will remain here for a while, and attempt to learn what I can about the foundations of my people's beliefs. Go.
Okay. I'm just gonna hit this, though. Oh, I thought that would... I thought it would go down the stairs like Indiana Jones. Oh, it's gonna make me do this all again, isn't it?
I will remain here.
Oh no. Wow, they are really nice with that. I just got an achievement called Nimble, and I'm pretty sure the game's just making fun of me. Which is probably deserved. Alright, because we were knocking them around. Well, sorry about that. I flooded the whole place. Hope you're okay with that.
You again. What is it now? Of course.
Alright, we really put the kibosh on that one, am I right, everybody? Ugh. I assume this connects to the door that was locked from the other side. Yep. No more creepy monsters in this area. Neat. Let's go. We suddenly have 2 out of the 4 plaques we need. Of course, I don't know if the other 2 are going to be easier. But I sure want to mess with people and get that farmer elected magistrate, for example. I actually think that might be necessary. I think the treasure is one of the plaques, I would imagine. Hey there.
Good to see you again, friend. Did you find what you need?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, I can't even talk to him about. Alright, alright. Yeah. You got it. Calm down. Live on your second life, maybe? If this really is the underworld. It's got to be close to election time, right? Or did they, like, suspend time while we were down there? I assume the loop's got to start over soon. Which means I have another chance to get Rufius. To stop being a turd? Theoretically. It's definitely getting darker. Are people gathering up here? Not quite yet. Well, it's gonna happen soon, but let's go to that shrine. Yeah, that's what I thought the plaque was, but... Hey, Octavia, could you... Do I just sit here? It's not that tall of a door, I could just... Could I knock? It would be the polite thing to do. Alright, annoying. Fair enough. Oops. Honestly, I wonder what pathways we pursue this next time. I kind of want to... Maybe let's figure out Scintilla's murder. And or...
See you again.
What happened to her in general. Agreed. Is there anything short that we can do before things go extremely south? Yeah. I want to talk to Ulpius for sure. She definitely died. I don't want to make him drop out. I just want the farmer. Palace, I don't know. Ulpius gonna kill himself. Upper Cistern, because there's a treasure there. We're almost through this one. Oh, we could tell him to treat rheumatism. Oh, that might get him to be less of a turd. The shyster wants us to steal this golden bow. Then we've got like Livia and the Roman and the Greek plaque as well. Which, you know, makes sense.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Yeah, it's alright. That might give him a treatment, make him less irritable. I did not do it duly. A compelling argument, my friend. Compelling, indeed. I don't really know how to restart the day, though. Other than, killing people. And or stealing. Both do it. You're just gonna chill in there? Yeah, alright, that's fine. I'm just...
Hilarious.
Horatius? Looking a bit troubled there.
Still no sign of Santa. I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Don't be too hard on yourself. From what I hear, nobody saw it coming. Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
God, the audio in this is so effed. Because I cannot figure out where that's coming from.
Try to relax. Get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp at eludes you.
Hilarious.
Horatius?
Vote for
Looking a bit troubled there.
Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern.
And I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Oh, we're just getting repeats.
From what I hear, nobody saw it coming.
Oh, do us all a
Anyway,
favour and drink
I thought you
hemlock
Stoics weren't
murder.
supposed to worry about things you
What the heck did I do there?
Yeah, but I keep thinking, what if there is something I can do?
Whatever's in that great
What if
temple up
she's
there
out
on the
there
bluff?
somewhere, suffering,
I bet it's
waiting to
worth
be
a
found?
fortune.
Sounds like you're torturing yourself. Leave that for the gods.
Handsome.
Try to relax. Get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
Unless you want me to slip some
suppose you're
hemlock
right.
into your next drink. Get out.
Let's... Let's do it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I mean, look, we already did it, right? If you're tired of celebrating, I made the easiest 1,000 denarii I've ever made by selling a way out to a desperate fool. It may have not been the way out she was hoping for, but hemlock still counts. And since I didn't break the golden rule, I may have to try this again someday. It worked again. Thanks to Ulpius and his desperation to escape. Okay, so she's a psychopath. Malleolus. Wow.
Out of my way.
Scamming Ulia and Ulpius. Oh, I should probably take that, right? Yeah, excuse me, folks. Okay, I need to figure out who Yulia is, but I'm starting to realize that Ulpius accidentally killed Scintilla. And then dumped the body in the cistern, maybe? That's where we found the pendant. So... yikes. Big yikes, honestly. Also, we stole all of her denarii. Pretty fun. Have like a gazillion cash now. I mean, we would have figured it, right? Just be like, yeah, drink this.
You are, and what you're doing with that bow on your back.
Okay. That information, I don't think we actually tackle Aurelia. I think we go for Ulpius and tell him about the knowledge that we have about this and see if that saves him, you know, from jumping to his death. Also, I would love if someone told me how the heck I climb those. That's great, tell me more. I don't know how to climb these stinking vines. Which is why I'm doing these side quests. Okay. I figured it was something like that. I just didn't think it would be that bad.
Salve, welcome to life.
Actually, I really need to talk to Ulpius.
Alright, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
Also, if you could... let me in next time in that secret shrine, that'd be...
Ulpius, what are you doing?
Pretty nice.
Back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now.
Bending the rules and everything.
We're all in this together.
It's so... ugh.
Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Thank you. And
let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire?
No.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact. And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her.
Yulia?
I can't do that.
But Scintilla was something else. Oh, right. She's the... Okay.
No. Time's up. I am out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Okay, so...
I'll have to, and I'd best...
Yeah, alright. Put a plaque there, put a plaque there. Ooh. Very nice. Alright, is that water? God, it's not water, it's like a mirage. But like, if I could, do you think I can Let's just quick save. Do a running jump and land in the cistern.
I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes, yes. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate.
Alright. I feel...
And now, I make this solemn...
I feel pretty spiffy about that one. Note from Ulia. Suicide note. Julie's to her captors Ulia, to her captors Malleus and Claudia curse you to the depths of time. You read this, all are to be dead, because that's preferable to another day in debt bondage to you. May vultures peck out your livers in Tartarus for all of eternity. Note from Ulpius. Ulpius to his lost love, may God watch over you. Please know I held on as long as I could without you. My life is meaningless. I only hope we meet again in Gan Eden. Ulpius is just practicing. Claudia. Have we met Claudia? I don't think so. He doesn't need to know about us. Who's crying? We don't know. Okay. Good talk, good talk. Howdy there, Malleolus.
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet?
Oh, he's the man with one green eye and one blue eye.
Or impressively clever.
He's the Christian cultist. Let's just like absolutely take him off guard here.
My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else. You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different.
They have that word back in the day?
And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more.
I'll find a link.
That's quite all right. We all make mistakes.
It's interesting, though.
Are you insane?
I just want to see what happens here. Not gonna happen, but
uninvited,
hey, why not? See if he can just withdraw.
Demands? Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win? Don't talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the golden rule. How could you possibly know that?
I don't know if that'll be more convincing or that.
Nonsense! This is nonsense!
Yeah, it was the other one.
I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow. And now, I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here! You outstayed your very limited welcome.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Get out of my villa.
Who's the stranger? Oh, over Ulia, probably. One issue, I don't know how to get out of your villa. Your villa.
Still here?
Yeah, you haven't locked it. I can't. You're not letting me out. Is that supposed to be his body? Because, woof. Alright, okay. To be fair, I didn't realize the key was right there. Because I am not very smart. Oh, hi. How you doing?
What now?
I just made it into there?
Whatever.
Okay, so... If we save her...
Harvey.
Okay, if we save... her... And she's... We need to save her before we talk to Ulpius. Right? Well, okay, let's at least do this hemlock one here.
What are you doing in here? She needs the resin of a plant. What? Yulia? Yulia. That was extraordinary. How did you know she... But how could you know she needed this exact medicine? And how did you even get it? I guess it doesn't matter. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need. You made it into the palace. I'm impressed. How is Nevia? Oh, I see. Well, what's the treatment? Willow back. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time.
Okay, and if that settles Rufius down, we should be able to resolve that lead.
It should settle Rufius down some.
I don't know if that'll help at all,
I have some
but...
right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
Cool.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did. That's a shame. Thanks again.
Okay. She's gonna be pretty unhappy because she wanted to die,
Oh, it's you.
think. According to the suicide note, at least.
I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help
But I
me,
assume she
I
was
suppose.
also with
Was there
Scintilla.
something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
But we'll leave that for after I go to the bathroom. We'll be back soon. Honestly, I wonder if getting Delirious, like, elected, or Malleolus to drop out, is, also a way to break the time loop.
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions. The golden rule. That's the least of my worries.
Haven't
The
met
gods may
Claudia,
be
have
cruel,
we?
But
No.
Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it. Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you?
Anyway, so let's get the tail from the horse's mouth, and then we'll have to save her on the way to Ulpius, right?
All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and
Have a good one, pirate.
I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Think you'd be out of here before you could ever pay the loan?
I'm not proud of it, but
Yeah. Oh, that
yes.
makes sense.
I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't question it. I had to sign an agreement, saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? You figured it out already. I wish I'd been so astute. Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and
turd, honestly.
She laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning. That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in,
Was Claudia the one
day
crying?
out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours.
Probably
Only
not.
for her to pour slop
Doesn't
on
seem
it
like
and
the
hiss,
type that would be
"You
crying.
missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Huh. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me.
Yeah, but with Sentinel.
He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself. Knowing I broke
Looks
my
like we're gonna
promise
need
to
to
him.
reset again.
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but... thank you. All right.
And none of these really seem relevant.
You mean my life story?
'Cause
Our
we're gonna
father
find
found
that
good
she died
husbands for
too.
my sisters. It was a good life for a while.
Yeah, the
We must have had but they
fires.
fell on deaf ears. My employer told me to grab. I remember diving into the river. Thank you, but to be honest, sometimes I think that. All
Yeah,
right.
Okay. So that's that. Morpheus up here. Who will guide me? Is it Navia? Perhaps?
Name's Rufius.
Know where I'd find
No
a
idea.
Roman plaque? Fair enough.
What business is that? Willow, but finally some relief. I've been in a lot of pain lately.
Oh?
Rheumatism. These cursed statues always watching in the crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again. I owe you one. No idea what you're talking. Look, I haven't been at my best lately. I know that. It's the rheumatism. It starts with constant pain in all your joints. Then the pain starts to mess with your head. Makes you angry. Mean. I know it's not an excuse for how I acted. But it's the truth.
Go bang Virgil.
With the willow bark,
Do it.
I'm already starting to feel like myself again. And I know I said I owe you one.
So I guess I'll stop harassing the gay person.
It's not as if I was ever going to hurt him anyway. I was just...
Wow. What a guy.
I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti. Just forget this ever happened. Will you?
Okay. Well, that's that. Why am I inspecting this fountain, actually?
Citizen.
Citizen. Alright, so that guy jumped. We got more things to tackle with Malleolus. Maybe convince him we're on his side. Also, I don't know, how? Okay, no, I'm seeing this and that. The butterflies are always like interactables, but still not sure how that's gonna work. I don't know. Well, let's, did that finish it, or is it still... Tell Virgil Rufus will leave him alone. Alright. Well, let's do that then. Yeah, weird bathroom.
Ah, a new face. I hear we... what demon or spirit told you about that? You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it? Really? How did you manage that? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out. Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him. Nice to talk to you.
So that should do it, right? Yeah, lead resolved. Wasn't actually a lead. Didn't help us at all. Need to link him to Quintius, but... let's steal a bow. That seems like fun. Princess... Die. Yeah, right on it. Don't go in there. Just stress me. This is the wrong one. That's not Princess Diana. You're not helping. You're not actually telling me anything. You're just whispering in a weird voice. I thought... Do I not have the key? Do I gotta go talk to him again about it?
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's you there. You've given... So... Now I've... Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna see if stealing Diana's stuff does anything. Also, I just kind of want to be in here. Because I wanted to see if there was anything in here that could possibly lead us to... Like... Thanks. So... Quick save. The I'm about to do something stupid button. No, it doesn't do it. Extinguish the braziers.
Stay in there, like Tantalus in Tartarus. No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split all those riches between us...
The technicalities these people go through.
It's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference between a hypothetical and a promise, now is it? Oh, I do love a good loophole.
You're just gonna have to take your chances, I'm afraid. The bow, now. And don't even think about giving me the fake one. I'll recognise my own handiwork. I would reconsider my position quickly if I were you. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest, and they can be rather aggressive toward intruders. You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man, but I always wondered how anyone could have known that. Let's find out if they were right, shall we?
Okay, bye. We now have a way to turn anything into gold. Which is a power. I think this will stay with us as well, you know? Like we'll keep this golden bow. I don't want to examine the sponge stick. Does it like work on anything? No, not just anything, but specific things. Hello? Please help. Please. Please. Oh, you know what? All the vines and stuff, we can just turn into gold and it's climbable. That's, I mean, it's pretty slick. Nevia's Journal Volume 1.
Beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing...
I think we have to, maybe we have to make Malleolus drop out
I'll
and
start at the beginning.
Galerius
Soon
in.
after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. A rasp of air, as if vocal
Oh, I can put this down and
cords of
keep
metal
listening.
strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew that
We have a whole, oh god, new avenue of possibilities.
beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
I wonder if this is going to lead into the palace too. If so, that's nice. It's clever quest design, quite honestly. Seems very palacey. And if it's Navia's journal, I mean, you know, one thing leads to another. I love this like interlocking quest design though. It makes a lot of sense. And it makes it so you don't miss things. You know? They want you to see the cool stories they've crafted, and they make it easy for you to stumble across it one way or another. Can I lift this up? No, I am too weak. Can I lift this up? No, I am still too weak. Well, hopefully this gives us some clues, huh? Nope, just arrows. Though these arrows would have been really handy against... Well, can you... can you turn golden statues even goldener? Or, At last. Oh, that's kind of sadistic. But it was also kind of fun. Don't like it. I really probably should have figured this out beforehand, what that noise was, but you know, I'm pretty stupid. Kick. Because you stumble upon a quest, and you think to yourself, well, I can't seem to find any other way to do this. So you start doing other quests, but those quests lead you back to what you were doing originally. Even if you didn't realize it in the first place. God, that's fun, though.
You're not supposed to be.
So some of them aren't dead. Kick. Kick. God, what a powerful femur I've got going on for me here. Don't really know why I did this. Just felt right. Also, I don't know if I should go down there. Unless that's, like, the only... Hey, how's it going? Could you move your head just a little to the left here? Thanks. Didn't work, but that's not on you. That's on me. Maybe that freezes them into gold, too. Oh. Got a lot... Okay, not allowed in there. Which is understandable. Alright, down we go. Good lord. Okay. Gotta be a crack shot, I suppose. Or were they in water and I just needed to shoot the ground? Turn them all into gold. Stop looking at me. It's unnerving, I tell ya. Unnerving. That makes more sense. We're gonna kick all of them, though. Oh. robbed of a kick. So the question, I guess, is, like, are they time-worn, or has something else happened? Kick. 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 I guess we'll find out one way or another. It's just strange. Maybe there really is like only one ending, or maybe it's we get to the ending the same way, but depending on like what we've done in the community, it's different. I could see that. Make Malleolus drop out. Get Galerius into position, stop the suicide, stop the harassment, all that good stuff. Of course, we'll have to do that all in a single day, which is, oopsie. Not as easy as I make it sound, but also, if I could just, like, give Aurelia some just desserts, that would probably be good, but... don't like that either. Kick. This is real janky combat, but hey, we're making it work. I think we're supposed to like lead him into there and then shoot it, but doing things the easy way was never my cup of tea anyways. Why was there butterflies there though? Something in there? Was it just to show off the water? Do they want me to goldify all of these signature vases? Because, you know, can do. And why is this not a sin, but I assume turning other people into gold that are currently, you know, on the living side of things would be. That's a lot of blood. Key to the palace doors. Sure. Navy's Journal Volume 2.
My beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I I wandered the city as if in a nightmare.
Custom-made rack has been used to hold down golden statues and peel the golden layer from them.
But kept alive.
Gruesome.
Trapped in their own personal.
Navia must have been using these brutal surgical tools to peel. She's been doing it? Oh god, she's insane.
I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity,
Guess it makes
I
sense.
sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid,
Yeah, I get it, you're creepy.
beloved Galatea.
I understand.
It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a mist of haunting silence.
Oh, thank God they've got absolutely no pathfinding whatsoever.
To free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day be still, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead.
She fell in
Unlocked the
love with a
doors to this
statue?
place and set to work.
Oh my god. Absolutely grim, and I love it so much. Almost as much as I love kicking these statues for no reason. Oh, you can't get through there, huh? Oh, because we could, like, block them in on both sides here. But they made it out the other side. Because stealth is... one of my weaker... Yeah, well, let's go with that. One of my weaker qualities. I assume there's nothing serious here. Because you can't lock it behind... Yeah, you can't lock it behind things that you could... How much you want to bet someone definitely, like... lock themselves out, though, by doing that on the other side. Because that someone was almost me. Don't like that you're pointing, it worries me greatly. I am frightened. This climbing is so... that was... Alright, that works still. Alright, you're locked in. No worries there. I guess this is just us taking a collection for future problems. Wait. No. I need to make that... No. What? Oh. Life is cruel. Oh. Not that cruel, I guess. we're fine. Man, this is a big area. We've had 2 really big areas today to explore. It's been kind of a nice change of pace. I'm glad we didn't just get required to have this golden bow, or we would have probably tried to shoot those statues all day. Like, just all day. I don't know anyone in the world more stubborn than I am. And if you say that... 1 second. Why are there... I bet I missed one and it's like a achievement or something. Alas. Unless I can pick it up now or something. No, it doesn't... What was that? I saw a perk. Oh, there we go. Sorry for the motion sickness. Hello. You guys having a nice sit down? Sure.
My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My beloved Galatea.
Oh god.
My attempts
I just wanted that coin
freeing
pouch.
these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath, and appeared to cause her great pain. First, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their souls at all. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as
why
I
were
could.
the Egyptians just like
I
decaying?
was able to free most
Or were they
of her body,
Sumerian? No, they were
but
Egyptian.
when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and
Yeah,
those
no
sharp
shit.
metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodame to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you are suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last statue in this god's forsaken place.
Well, you're on the pathway to do that. That's for sure. Oof. God. Look, I'm no fan of statues that look my way. But yo, maybe chill out a little bit or something. Just a smidge. Stop looking at me. Okay. Is this Ayadame? Hi.
And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
That's true.
And do you think I care about that? I don't care what happens to me, as long as you get what you deserve. Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. I just wanted to do my experiments in peace, for her. And now look at her. You made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. Look at her. She's in agony. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her, to see her beautiful face, to hear her speak freely, instead of in those cryptic whispers. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me. And now I discover she started whispering to you instead. What's so special about you?
I don't mutilate people. Okay, let's not make her sound like she's
What do you
lost her
mean, the
mind.
same voice? Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They did sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same when they whisper. But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent and seemed to share a common knowledge. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody. And everything I've done here was
insane.
Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying to steal her away from me.
Oh.
Were you planning to wait until I'd done?
I'm not a statue file.
Is that it?
Let's
Liar.
not mention Crazy Town.
Steal her away from
I don't know if you can actually.
Now look what you made me do. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't peel you too. What? What are you talking about?
Just.
So you're saying
Just.
you weren't So I did all this. I ruined her. For nothing. What have I done? Oh God, I feel sick. I can't bear the thought of her being like this. And in so much pain. It's the air coming into contact with her flesh. It's agonizing for them. But the only way to fix it will be to break the golden rule and let it run its course. At least that way she'd be golden again, and we'd be together. All it would take is one little cut. It's too late. There's nothing you can do. I have to do this. I'm sorry. What? How? Really? I'm not sure I believe you, but if you
I
can
already
undo this
found that.
mess,
I was hoping you'd
I'll
give
you
me
the key to
clues
my
or
medical
something,
chest in the Shrine of Apollo.
but
I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of those still
No,
in the
I
city.
just want to
But
get
if
out of
you're
here.
lying to me, I'll break the golden
This has done nothing for me other than
and everyone else in the
disturb
city. Understood.
and terrify me. 1 second. Let me just save, because
At least we'll...
The many
Dang.
shall suffer for this.
This is why we quick save, everybody. This is why we quick save. I just wanted to do it. Sue me.
Make her gold, or I'll make us all gold.
God, that's horrific. Oh.
You did it. You took away her pain. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you. I swear I will never harm her again. I swear it. I'll stay here to keep her company. But these poor souls, what can be done for them? I've tried everything I can. I fear the only one capable of releasing them properly is whichever god doomed them in the first place. In any case,
This has
I
been
must
some
honor our
effed
bargain.
up
Here's
shit.
the key I promised you.
Yeah, again,
It opens a chest in the
already
shrine of Apollo.
did this.
I believe there are a few things in there which may be useful for Lucretia.
Not at all. Actually, this is. I mean, it's been fascinating, and I'm really glad we came here.
Now, please
through a completely
The door
unrelated
here
side
leads
quest,
out
but
onto the palace balcony. You should be able to make your way down from there.
it also gave us a gold bow, which gives us so many
Go.
options.
And never return.
So many options. I go this way, right? Yeah. Whew. Let's go say hi to that guy that tried to kill us. I just want to say hi. I just want to say hi. Don't mind the quick save. Hey.
Wonder how much one of these. Oh, hello there, partner. I'm glad you're here. I think there might have been some confusion about my little practical joke earlier. You see, my plan was to give you a little fright. You know, like two friends joking around at the Saturnalia, and then surprise, I'd open the door. But when I opened it, you were gone. Partner, there's no need for threats. Yeah, well, I don't have to listen to this. Get lost.
There's always a slight pause where I'm like, maybe that was alright. Maybe Pluto's like, yeah. Sure, that makes sense. That one was deserved. Never lucky. Alright. No wowie. Certainly have stuff going on. Plaques, yeah, Pandora's box. Yeah, I'll try to fix Livia. There's more stuff with like Malleolus still. We can't do the Ulpius and the Ulpius Scintilla stuff. It's like this. We can get into the Upper Cistern, but I also want to get Dooley out of prison because he doesn't deserve to be in prison. Come on. Anywho, there's a couple things I want to do.
Today is a sad day.
Why is Octavia running?
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
I hope you're coping.
Ah, we can ask her about the Roman plaque. Right, because she's definitely been there.
Even if I had seen it, and I'm not saying I have, I couldn't in good conscience give it to you. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna threaten you now.
What you're doing is disgusting, and it's not going to work. Shame on you.
This day's resetting, anyways.
Oh, so soon? Well...
Okay, that's one believer. We know that Rufius is another. What's up here? Yeah, okay, a chest. Yeah, 1,000. Wowee. Oh god, it's fine. That's one thing that we needed.
I hope you're taking care of yourself.
I did just jump 30 feet or so.
Don't you just love springtime?
Yeah, that's interesting for sure. Another question: is there? Yeah, I'm going into the cistern.
Thinking about going into the cistern?
I'm going into. I have a bow. I'm fine.
Well, it's your funeral.
I like that they kind of remove, like, the time loop is there for gameplay, but it's not nearly as much as it is as used in like a narrative, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Other than you have to like redo things. 1 second. Yeah, so she died here for sure. That's Centilla's. She drank hemlock. Anyways, we've done that. We've done this. That's nothing. There was a chest over here. It's a very silly chest, and I enjoy it very much. This will get us into the upper cistern as well, but I kind of didn't want to do that today. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. We don't have a lot of time before things go south. So I kind of just want to do all these things quickly. I remember another one that was like a bunch of bushes, but was that by the palace? Was that just another way to get to the... Another way to get to the palace, or... I don't know. I guess we could check really quick. Again, things are gonna go south in the next... Fuck. Which one? Which one am I finding here? Just a coin pouch, huh? I found you. That wasn't the right one, I guess. Oh, and there's a chest down there we could get to. Basically just unlock all the stuff with the bow that we can right now. It's down this way. Convenient locked door, huh? Well, I'm sure that will not come into play whatsoever. Down the side here. Okay, now where? Oh yeah, it was like right up. Like an alternate way to get through all that, basically. Maybe if we didn't have the zip line. That's my best guess, at least. Can't think of much else. Alright, last thing I remember to unlock. It's probably just giving us more coins and stuff, but, you know, we might need a boatload of coins, honestly. And that leads over here. Okay, that led to basically not the case. We just glitched out of the matrix. I want to keep tackling these because honestly, it's really interesting. The side stories and all. I wonder if we can talk to Aurelia about how terrible she is. I don't think it'll lead to anything, but yeah, hey. Can definitely try. Man, it's a long time coming. More to do with Malleolus, for sure. And that whole residence. And then Galerius as well. Could talk to Olivia. It feels like a...
Handsome.
Or you're not going to talk to me.
You're here. I'm
Didn't
so
you just tell
glad
me to
you
F off
decided to
already?
visit. And I hope there's a light. Ugh, coming on a bit. Let's just forget.
Yeah.
Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, he was sitting at a table with Georgius, whispering about some job. I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone else to know. So, naturally, I hovered. The one word I kept hearing was vanishing.
Do you know way out of here? Escape to the city.
I'm happy, sir.
I know it's a scam.
It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal.
Okay.
All right.
You're the worst. Good talk. Maybe
Cerberus lifts
this'll
his
help?
triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, So this
we'll
place
get all of this done that we
accepts
can.
all the souls, but it does not notice the crowds that come. Say it. Speak its name. Then it is true. I was right. I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane.
Wait, so you just acted
I had
like
to tell myself it was true over and over again.
Oh, she was just like reciting
I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself.
Dante's and Divine
I must
Comedy.
apologize
I know,
if
it's
my
like
words
1,000
seem
years in the future.
cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
I will do my best to
God, I
remember
hope
the
time
relevant
doesn't
verse.
pass through this,
There is a
otherwise
downward
it's gonna
path, gloomy with fatal yew trees.
catch us halfway
It
through.
leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace. As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come.
Nice,
There the
spookster.
bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. And still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
Okay, so that's another one. Now, do we have to do these all in the same timeline to get the best end? Is there endings? I have no idea. Honestly. Because if so, we've got basically 10 or so things to do. I wonder if that includes the palace and stuff. I feel like it would mark it complete if that was the case. Or incomplete, I should say, every time. Are they just like not voting tonight, or? Well, you know, maybe we just sin a little so that we can restart the day. I want to take on Ulpius next, with saving Ulvia first. You don't deserve to be shot.
Gracious?
You do that.
Troubled there.
Good song.
The many shall
There's always a
suffer
pause where I'm
for the
like,
sins of the one.
Pluto agree here? Wonder if I can catch him while he's running and talk to him. Get a little more intriguing dialogue from him. Chose poorly. Raiders of the... No, not Raiders of the Lost Ark. Last Crusade. Oh well. Alright. With that, I think we will call it a day. With Thursday being what I think will be the end of it. We've still got some intriguing, tasty plot to uncover, but I think we're on the back end at the very least. Maybe. Maybe not. Malleola's stuff is still kind of completely out there. I think that's the last really major one, though. Alright. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you'd like to leave a follow, just come back, hang out any other time you want. We'll be back on Thursday with the finale. We hope. And, yeah, until then, stay safe, stay healthy, all the good stuff. And, yeah, toodles for now.